the very first house we ever put an offer on. Truly the perfect location. It's time to leave this apartment. And I cannot stop thinking about the house. This is pretty competitive. Guess how much over asking?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy. I'm not trying to be an on-purpose hater.
Child, I know you're hurt and you can't let go. It's not your fault and you don't deserve all the bad and the hurt.
That lunch was last week's hyperfixation lunch as well as this week's hyperfixation lunch because everything has been lasting for that long because we got it at Costco. And it's so easy. It's so easy. Air frying the vegetables. Our oven has like an air fry feature. Jack's on a call in the other room in case you hear that, just in case you hear it. The oven has an air fry feature. You can just like pop them in the oven. I'm sure to just heat them up, brown them up a little bit. And the burger has a couple of different instructions, but I like it on the pan because I like to crisp up both sides for texture. Oh my gosh. And then I dip it in ketchup mixed with sriracha, so it's like a spicy ketchup. But I realized in our 2025 Q&A kickoff update of sorts, I said that I had some footage regarding a house update that I never ended up showing you here. I said it was going to be in the next vlog and then I never did that, and I just saw the footage recently on my camera and I was like, oh my gosh, I never showed them that. And it also came to mind because we got a update on that specific house recently, so I'm just gonna roll that footage here. It is the day that our offer on the very first house, no, I would say the very second house that we've ever seen.
Yes.
But the very first house we've ever put an offer on, and it's officially all submitted, like all of the things that they need. They don't know anything up to this point. How are you feeling right now that the offer is submitted? We'll start there.
I am excited. I literally was just on the phone with Ilya and telling him about it. It was one of those things where we were gonna go and just see a house, you know, with our realtor and like...
This was on Friday.
Yeah.
Our sync does this thing. It's time to leave this apartment. This was on Friday. Today is Monday for context. We saw the house on Friday.
Right. And it was spur of the moment. Like it popped up and it was cute and like kind of in the area we wanted. And so like the idea was like, okay, we'll go. I want to make sure she knows like what we're into and stuff and, you know, doing the due diligence. And so like that was kind of like the expectation that was set.
We almost didn't see it.
Yeah,
just as like a, should we see it? Should we not?
Right.
Is it a waste of our time?
Exactly.
Realtor said, yeah, let's go see it. She said it's a good option.
Yeah, and the pictures on it, like, don't get me wrong, like, the pictures were, like, cute or whatever. So, like, this is my perspective, is like, it's cute, like, okay, cool, like, we'll go see it or whatever. I mean, we pulled out, I didn't even recognize the house. I was like, where's the house?
He didn't. I recognized it, but it was so different than in person.
Yeah.
I knew what it was because I knew the address, but Jack like didn't even know that that was the house that we pulled up.
I was like, where is it?
I know.
Like, seriously.
The pictures did not do it justice, and it also just, even if it was better or worse, it was just very different.
We toured it and we really liked it, and so flash forward by the end of the weekend, like, we made an offer.
And it was really crazy because this weekend was like, our family was up and we were doing all of these Christmas things, and like before they got there for the whole weekend, we had gone an hour or so away from our parents' house, toured it, talked through the like process with our realtor like on the phone on the way back, filled in mom and dad, and then we're making moves to like put together the offer like in and about when the guests came and the next morning, and like it was really great. It was really crazy.
It just happened like so fast and so unexpectedly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the phone with Ilya and I literally just I gave him all that detail and he's super excited for us.
Is he? Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I hope like people are feeling stingy and they don't submit good offers and you guys get it. Like he's cheering us on, so he's very excited. For me, going into house hunting, the biggest thing that I kept trying to say like and keep myself in check in the back of my mind was like, if it feels hard, like yeah, house hunting can be like stressful or like fast moving and stuff like that, but if it feels like we're almost like going against the grain or like we're just like moving against the current and we're just like coming into obstacle after obstacle, or this isn't working, or oh, we don't know about this and it just doesn't feel good, it's not for us. No. And the thing is, this has just, even though the weekend was busy and things moved quickly, it was just kind of like one thing after another that just felt
in the flow and easy than I expected it to make our first offer even did. Between calling the finance guy, getting approved or pre-approved or whatever, just everything leading up to it has just been like, okay. And then all of a sudden an offer is in and I'm like, oh, okay. I think I'm trying not to get myself too far invested, which I'm happy I'm doing. It feels like IVF in a way, like you're like doing these things and you're going through these processes with an end goal of something. If it doesn't work, you don't want to like feel too emotionally into it. Yeah, I feel like because of that, you did good. Jack went grocery shopping today. But because I'm like not letting myself feel that way, I feel like it feels like I'm not like so pumped or whatever. But the idea, if I think about getting the phone call that we got the house, it is really crazy to think about. And I'll let myself get there if and when that happens.
Yeah, I thought about that in the car. Like, should I be more excited? Like,
yes, me too.
And I was like, no. I think this is what they mean by breathing. Like,
breathe.
We are taking it like each step and like, okay, like now the offer's in.
That's how it feels.
This is the thing.
We're literally just taking it step by step.
Yeah.
I feel excited at the level of we put an offer in on the house level of excited, but not beyond that. Right. Now.
I think that's good. And like, dude, if it goes through, oh my gosh, like we're just gonna go party. I
asked Dad, because today's Monday, they say offers in by Monday, and then the decision will be on Wednesday.
Okay.
And I asked him, I was like, is it typical, like, do they need to take until Wednesday? You know, after they see all the offers on Monday? Or can they say, like, Monday evening or Tuesday evening, you know? Like, should we be expecting some sort of phone call in between Monday and Wednesday? And he said, yeah, it could be any time at this point.
Oh my God.
I know.
That's crazy. My heart just jumped a little bit.
But I also think about if we were selling a house, it would take time to really review and understand all the offers with our realtor, you know? And then if we were going in between a couple of them and like wanted to sleep on it, like that makes sense, the couple of days that it's taking, you know? The other just minor detail is this is pretty competitive. The house came on the market on Wednesday. On a Wednesday?
Yeah.
Because we were asking to see it on Friday. Yeah, and we went up on Thursday.
Yes.
To like make the drive better.
Spur of the moment.
Yeah, so went up on a Wednesday, and by the time we saw it on Friday, we don't know if it's multiple offers or just one, but he had offers already. They were saying he doesn't obviously have to tell us what they are, but he does have offers. And then also when we were pulling out of our showing, people from New York were pulling in for the next showing. So it definitely, it felt like we could feel the competition as far as like it. So the other thing to keep in check is even feeling through that competition, it's like not going broke. You know, like we're gonna go broke. We're gonna drain a lot of our like savings, obviously, to like put down on a house, but not going beyond the means that we're comfortable going beyond. And I definitely felt that pull to kind of stretch that, to like compete against people that I physically saw who were also seeing the house. So that was a weird feeling as a first-time buyer, at least. But keeping in check and just like being honest with ourselves and the reality of the situation kind of also helps to not feel like nervous going into like putting our offer down. Like I feel like we are comfortable with the offer we put down.
Oh, yeah.
And if it doesn't end up happening, that was our best offer.
Yes.
So we wouldn't have felt comfortable if we went higher anyway. But yeah, that's the gist.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy.
Ellie is cheering us on. He said he'll have to come out and like stay with us for some of the reno. And
so he's also thinking it's happening.
yeah, he's already off. He was the one who said that. So like he's putting it.
Oh, that's a big detail. It would be a reno. This house would take some work, and it was in a price range where we'd be able to set aside some of our funds to be able to do work before we move in. That would be really fun. Also, if we ended up getting it to kind of like show what the befores and afters are, because we've never done a reno before. We've never owned a house before. So it's not only just like getting a house and moving into it. This would be a reno project, which will be kind of fun actually, especially because my mom knows how to do renos like the back of her hand. So we would be in very good hands.
Kind of just like all like not jarring, but like it's just so many new things are happening. We can't pay rent and a mortgage.
No.
And so we literally would move out of here whenever we close.
Yeah, so we would only have
and
one monthly. Yeah.
And move in with our parents, and that would be really soon.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my gosh, like we were still thinking like, oh, we have this place till June and we'll take it month by month, and it's just like,
I know.
If this all happens, like suddenly like things just change. And
like our lives are gonna be like absolutely flipped upside down.
Oh, kind of wild.
We also made sure to like check ourselves as far as that goes. Regardless, again, we would have to be out by spring anyway because of like the situation just with like renting and our landlord and stuff who we love so much. So if we found something even well in advance to that, we're gonna need to be out anyway, and we were hoping to buy a home anyway.
Right.
So why not now? It's just way sooner than we expected.
That's why I know we really like this spot.
That we're willing to just like go with it.
Well, it feels right.
It does feel right.
It doesn't feel like we're being dragged along. It's like, okay, we're doing this thing now.
I know.
So that's gonna happen. Okay.
It would be sad. I wouldn't feel regret as far as our offer goes, but it would be sad if someone just came in like all cash 200K above. Mm-hmm. It'd be like, oh, darn, okay, well, I'd have to pick myself up by the bootstraps again to like go look at something else type of thing, but that would just mean that something better is out there for us. I'm gonna have to watch that footage fully to see what we say in that. I'm pretty sure it's pretty detailed on what happened like leading up to it, but what I do believe that I am pretty sure that we did not record is that we did not end up getting the house. I actually did go to record a clip of the call we thought we were gonna get an update about the house, but it ended up not being that at all. But yes, that house did indeed fall through, and I cannot stop thinking about the house. I really cannot, and I think it truly is just the fact that it is the first house that we seriously looked at and seriously put an offer on. It was truly the perfect location. Everything about it was so cute, so perfect. It needed a lot of updates, but I think it's just because it's the like first one and we're like, oh my god, it's the house that got away. However, I feel like those feelings would be a lot stronger about how like it's the house that got away, etc. if somebody had not passed away in the house. That is something that I myself personally would probably not be able to let go or feel 100% comfortable in that home. I feel like there are two types of people in this world. There are people who either don't believe in paranormal or it just does not freak them out at all, and there are the complete opposite, and I am over here. I fully believe in paranormal. I fully believe in good ghosts, bad ghosts, like all of it, and I don't want to see any of them. I don't want to see the good ones. I don't want to see the bad ones. I don't want to see them or interact with them ever. If you're listening, I don't want to see you, please. And I have been this way since I can remember. If you ask any of my close friends or family, ghosts are one of my top fears. Every single apartment that we ever toured in Seattle, if you didn't know, we lived in Seattle for 3 years. So every single apartment that we toured over there, I asked about it. Every apartment that we toured here, which was only one and it was this one, I made sure to ask about it. And every house that we've toured, I have made sure to ask about it. And the fact that I even knew which room the person in that home passed on in, I don't think I could have ever let that go. So it was definitely a beautiful first home. I can picture it so fully. The yard was a perfect size, like everything about it, and I do keep thinking about it, but I'm almost glad that that house had that feature because I probably would be more sad about it if it did not have that feature. But a pretty big update that we did receive recently is also helping with the whole like, this is the house that got away, we should have offered more, regret, like that type of feeling. Guess how much over asking this house ended up going for? We just got this recently. I'll pause just to let you guess. $100,000. I don't know, that might not sound crazy to some people that are like thick in this market right now. $100,000 over the asking price. That's what it's sold for. So oh my gosh, it's so crazy. So yeah, we're still on the hunt. We're optimistic. Everything always works out for us. Mentality, we're just flowing with it, you know. There's gonna be a better one that pops up at a better price that might not go for $100,000 over asking. We can only hope. So I have some unfortunate news for everybody here. I have been reading before bed versus scrolling on social media or watching videos before bed, and indeed it has definitely increased my sleep quality, and I definitely do wake up feeling a little bit more refreshed than I would have if I had scrolled on social media. So it is true what they say, unfortunately. I feel like I go in waves with reading before bed and then falling back into the trap of my phone before bed, but what's been really helping is leaving the phone outside the room. It doesn't even become an option. And at first when I decide to do that, I literally will feel myself reaching for like my phantom phone that's not next to my bed, but I'll reach for it because scrolling is more fun than reading, or it's more stimulating. Like your brain is just craving that dopamine hit of those videos, and it's just not good. It's not good for me, and I know this, so I have to leave it outside the room, and it's been great. So I'm in another reading, what's the opposite of a slump? I'm in another opposite of a reading slump right now, and I only find time to read before bed. So the Kindle, I have the very basic version. I don't know what gen this is, but it's fantastic. It gets the job done. But because I want to keep this habit going as long as possible, I asked everybody on my Instagram for their top books that either got them out of a reading slump, books that they wish that they could experience for the first time again, or just books that will never leave them, like books that they know will stick with them forever. So I'm gonna put the top recommendations here. These are books that were mentioned multiple times, so I definitely need to get on that grind. I have to say though, I know one of those on that list is ACOTAR. I got the book for $5, which was fantastic. Everybody raves about it. I even asked at some point on Instagram also that even if I'm not a fantasy fan, like, will I enjoy this? Like, be so straight up with me. And everybody was like, yes, yes, yes. Like, just get past it. Like, it's gonna be great. And I can't pick it back up. I want to. Like, I want to love it. I want to be part of this fandom. Like, I'm not trying to be like an on purpose hater. And I wouldn't even say that I'm a hater. I just cannot with fantasy, and I want, like, Fourth Wing. Everyone talks about Fourth Wing and how it's incredible, and a lot of people think it's even better than ACOTAR, but I think I got first chapter ACOTAR, and every time I go to read, it's like a hindrance. Like, if I know that I should be reading ACOTAR, like the first one, Court of Thorns and whatever it is, I like don't want to pick up my Kindle. So if that just doesn't work, I want to pick up my Kindle. If I'm just dreading reading the book that I feel like I should be reading, I'm like, well, that kind of defeats that purpose, doesn't it? But genre aside, I wanted to ask the same question to you guys. Even if you answered on Instagram, feel free to comment below as well. What are books that got you out of your reading slump? Again, genre aside, because if there are people wondering and they like fantasy, I want them to have those recommendations down below too. So what are books that got you out of your reading slump? Books that you wish that you could experience for the first time all over again, and or just books that you know will stick with you basically for the rest of your life. Comment those below because we got to keep this going. I just started Frida McFadden's The Inmate, and I know I'm gonna like it. Like, I'm already excited to come back to my Kindle at night to continue reading it. So I'm excited to continue that one, but I need a new one. I need the next one. So comment those below. But anyways, my friends, that is going to be it for today's vlog. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did and you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, make sure to do so down below. My Instagram is also linked down below in case you want to follow me on there for more real-time updates. I've been yapping a bit over on TikTok as well, so I'll leave that link down below too. I love you all so much, and I will catch you in the next one, my friends. I'll see you later. Bye.